First, let me say Joanna's become a very dear family friend, and we've used her resources and what she facilitates and makes available for families and children to make choices is terrific, and I really think she deserves a lot of thanks for all she does. The choices are difficult. Let me tell you a bit about our situation, and we never thought about the goal. It's more dealing with the journey. We always kind of believed in sort of the mindfulness of what are we doing today? Are we having a good time? We're not worried about are we going to go to an Ivy League school or whatever the case may be. I think we have one child, sort of two older first-time parents, and we made a whole bunch of choices. And the interesting thing, we don't feel that there's just one school that's great. It's more a matter of the fit. Pick a school. I always say make a choice and then take a choice and then make it great. I'm sort of labeled here as a UTS parent. It's a little bit not 100% true, because we started, if you can believe, we started at Toronto French School. And everything is a building block for ultimate success. And I didn't even share this with Joanna. Our daughter won the U of T York University High School French competition. And I sort of say, well, maybe that's because of TFS when she was in pre-JK, because it was always everything was in French, and she had a beautiful accent. And we moved to Branksome, and the reason we moved, my wife decided she wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, and if you can believe it, way back then, there was only one school that had a half-day JK program, and that was Branksome. And that was the only reason we applied, because every other school JK was a whole day, and my wife decided not to work and wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. We landed up there till grade 6, and Rebecca just kind of was beyond I would say, the capabilities of that school for her and her interests, and we ended up at UTS. She applied to UTS. I'm sort of sitting at the table over there. I can tell you about that journey, about the admissions, the stage 2 admissions, all that kind of stuff. And, I think Rebecca, the sort of our experience is one that it's not necessarily you pick a school. I think you've got to be flexible. It might not be where you're going to end up for the 12 years or the 7 years or 6 years of high school, and don't worry about that. And I have different views at different times, single-sex school to co-ed school to IB to AP. And at the end of the day, I think, with respect to what you can do, I think you've got to attend to your kids, facilitate. We talk about coaching. I played professional tennis. My daughter hated tennis, won't play tennis. I remember when she was 4, we took her to power soccer because I thought soccer was a good thing. She hated it. She said, Dad, I just don't want to dribble the balls around the pylons. So she's become a mathematician, a professional dancer, and a musician. So go figure it out. In flute is her instrument, and she's currently now at University of Toronto in doing a double degree in performance flute, so a Bachelor of Music and a Bachelor of Science in Mathematics. That's what she's doing, and we're sort of humbly proud to say she got the national scholarship. So all this came together. She just reached her own. We never thought about you want to be number one. We always promoted as a family, do the best you can do, have grit and staying power. Did she have lots of disappointments along the way? Absolutely. Lots of failures. She tried out for National Ballet School when she was, for grade 5 for the full-time school and didn't get in, and ended up going to Atelier Ballet, is now a professional dancer and is going to Versailles in May with the company. So go figure it out. I mean, I said to her once, why don't you audition for National Ballet of Canada? She probably could make it in the chorus. She said, Dad, I don't want to, because if I got in, I don't want to dance with National Ballet of Canada, right? So each kid is absolutely different. And I also have the perspective, UTS provided a great for her in high school opportunity to go anywhere. So her classmates at UTS are at Caltech, MIT, Harvard, Stanford, Wharton, Juilliard, all these places. And I said, Rebecca, do you want to, do you want to go to Ivy League? Do you want to go to the States? She said, Dad, no, I want to go to U of T. So that's sort of, my best advice is listen to your kids, give them the choices, facilitate and attend to what they want, and make a decision and make it great. It's not, all these guys are coming from schools that are all terrific and with professional teachers and educators and administrators. And you know what? If she would have, for her, it didn't make sense to stay at Branksome. But it was a great experience. It was an important chunk of her educational development. And then she went to UTS, and now she's at U of T, and I don't know where she's going to end up. I mean, she got profiled in U of T News yesterday. I shared it with Joanna. There's 10 national scholarship winners at U of T. It's the most lucrative scholarship that they offer. We live downtown Toronto. She's in residence at Trinity College, where she wanted to go. I went to Innis, and my late mom went to UC, and she didn't want to go there. And it was interesting because you got to listen to your kids. I think the key thing is, after high school, we did all the, if you want to go into a music program, that you have to live audition. We went to Laurier, which has a great music program. She got into Laurier. She got into Waterloo. She got the National Math Scholarship at Waterloo and got a scholarship at Laurier. They were each over $25,000 to $50,000 each. I said, Rebecca, and Waterloo for math and co-op is fantastic. I said, Rebecca, what do you think? She says, Dad, I can't live in Waterloo. And London was even worse. This is a kid who wanted to live in Toronto or New York, but for now, Toronto was the place. So I guess my only sort of advice and experience is listen to your kids. The one with the baby with the bib, and he's got his, whatever the school was that he went to, forget that, right? Forget that, because it's not about us. It absolutely isn't about us. It's about them. And so really attend to your kids, listen to your kids, be involved with them, and facilitate their passions. Our daughter's passion is math, music, and dance, and that's what she's following. And all we're doing is sort of allowing her to do that. I never would have, I would have liked her to be the next, Serena Williams, but she didn't want to do that, right? So, I'm not disappointed. I'm proud, and I'm sort of behind the scenes, and we're still continuing to facilitate her own sort of passions and direction. And I think that's the advice I can, hopefully share that is helpful for sort of, I remember being where you are, and time goes really fast, and it's tough. It's really tough.